Hello, everybody. It is Thursday,
What
September
up? What up?
14th. Welcome back to another episode of the Red River Boys podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Cameron Williams, alongside Hudson Herring. Hudson, how we feeling today, man?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Good to be close to the end of the week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's been a long week at that. So, ready to provide some more great content for you guys. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all on the last video showing so much love, subscribing. We're going to keep bringing more great content for you guys. So,
for sure.
I want to give it to Hudson. He wants to do a little self-introduction, so I'm going to give it to him. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll just kind of do a little self-introduction here. I'll do me first, and we can hop back to you, Cam. So, so I guess, my name's Hudson Herring. Obviously, it's in the title. I'm from Lawton, Oklahoma, so like an hour 15 south of here. Not too far from Norman. Kind of grew up, coming to OU games, basketball games. I'm obviously OU all the way. You can tell, hat up here we repping for sure. Let's see. I'm a fourth generation student to come to OU, so great grandparents went here, so it was like written in stone for me to come here. So that's a little bit about myself. Obviously I love sports. I always watch sports, so that's kind of my main motivation behind this for sure.
Love to hear it, bro. Love to hear it. For me and my side, as you can see on the title, I'm Cameron Williams. I am from Mansfield, Texas. Went to Mansfield High School. I'm currently a journalism student at the University of Oklahoma. I love sports. I played all 4 years in high school, 3 years on varsity for basketball. And I wanted to do something that translated and didn't drop off of sports. So I love doing podcasts, reporting, play-by-play, analyzing anything of that nature. I'm your guy. So that's a little bit about me.
Definitely.
And yeah. Let's get to it.
All right, cool, man. So do you want to hit us up on the first topic for today?
Oh yeah. Before we do that though, I want to do a hat of the day.
Okay.
Let's do it. Me first. I got a little cowboy hat going on, a little floral action. So nothing too crazy. What about you, bro?
Yeah, you see the hat we rep for today. Right?
Oh yeah.
It's got like a nice little OU vintage one. Got the bead on it.
The rope hat. I love it. So let's go crazy.
For sure. We're feeling good tonight.
Oh yeah, we are, bro. We are.
Excited, man. Let's go.
All right. So LeBron James, interest in Team USA. He recently posted or commented under an Instagram post said, "I'm in. Let's do it." As you all know, Team USA just lost and they didn't medal. So what do you think about LeBron wanting to join Team USA? Might be next year.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. It's really neat, when your own players and when you're a country, you want to represent the country. I think it shows a lot of pride in their country, and I think it looks good on the player, not just basketball wise, but personally wise. So, obviously, there's been, conflicts, with, professional athletes and the, just the kind of politics in general. But, I'm glad that, to see guys like LeBron and D-Book and, Durant possibly or Curry, putting that aside, just go represent your country. It's the greatest country in the world, man. So I think it speaks volumes that those guys are interested in that, especially a guy like LeBron, who has been very voiced about his opinions, and stuff. So it shows a lot. It shows a unity, man. And I'm excited to see it, hopefully, in the future.
Yeah, for sure. And my thing is, I'm glad they're putting their pride to the side because, most of them, they don't want to do Team USA.
Right.
As you can see, we need to send the best talent we have in the USA because those other countries are coming.
Yeah,
as
young guys.
Germany, they're coming. Germany's coming. They won.
Yeah.
France is coming. Australia's coming. Like we need to produce.
And France is going to have Victor back. I'm pretty sure too.
They are
in the Olympics. So
they are.
Who are you going to guard?
That we need bigs. I saw an Instagram tweet or an Instagram post that said the potential starting five could be Steph Curry, Devin Booker, LeBron James. I think it was KD and Bam Adebayo or something, or Joel Embiid.
I saw Chet could make that roster too, dude.
I did see that on the bench.
He would be a good match for a guy like Victor.
You think so?
I mean, I feel like because you have to have that size, I feel like you have to match it somehow. And no discredit to Embiid or Adebayo or like Anthony Davis, but those guys just you have a guy that's 6'10", like AD, and 6'9", 6'8" with Bam, and a guy that's 7'2" or 7'1" with Chet. He matches up so much better. Just they have the same play style with a guy like Victor, so I think you could see a lot better on both sides of the floor. If you have that matchup going on.
Oh, for sure. And you need
So,
versatile big play in today's day and age. As you see, in the
especially
FIBA,
overseas, man.
as you saw in the FIBA World Cup, Jaren Jackson Jr. was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely getting
He averaged 2 rebounds a game.
demolished on the boards.
2 boards a game is what he
He
averaged.
did not play good at all, and Steve Kerr, he was adamant about that. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think we should fare well next year
I think
against
we
the
will
rest
be
of the
fine.
countries, bro. So
I think we'll be fine. So I guess the next topic we'll hit on is this is kind of a little more relevant. The Kevin Porter Jr. arrest. You know, we kind of blew up on Twitter. It's kind of been going on for about a week, I think now.
yeah,
A few days for sure, 5 days. You know, there's always incidents like that that happen. You know, and again, you want to feel for the guy because you know things happen, but you can't do that, man.
Can't do it.
You got to be smart. You got to know that literally every move you make, you're being watched. So, and especially when you lay hands on a woman, especially your girlfriend, it's over.
man.
It's
It
over.
doesn't matter what the woman does. You do not
Exactly.
hit women, bro.
Facts.
And I think the common notion is they think they can get away with it because they have high stature and they have status.
Right.
You were
They're above the law in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
You can't.
don't hit whatever it was. It is not that serious.
Nope.
I read a report that said he checked her phone or something and she was sleeping.
Was it his girlfriend or his wife?
It's his girlfriend.
Okay.
Kaisere Gons. It's something.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a long word, but you know,
Yeah.
man. It's very unfortunate. It said she sustained major injuries in her neck and fractures. So prayers up to her, bro. It's not good. And I think I read a report also that the Rockets were trying to trade him after he got arrested. So Kevin Porter Jr. not a great decision. Not a great decision at all.
So yeah, man. But I guess you know besides that, we can kind of hit on the FIBA World Cup pretty I guess as much as we needed to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think there's really anything else unless you have anything else you want to add to
I'm
that.
good on that.
So one thing that has been going, man, that I want to bring to the attention of our viewers and to you as well, man, and I'm sure you've seen it and heard of it. I'm sure everybody else has as well. Oh, I hate saying his name, man. Lincoln Riley, dude. Man. Why this guy is bringing up events, you know, from a year and a half ago.
Man.
Like I get, you know, like when he got interviewed and they were talking about, you know, how guys were, you know, people were trying to break into his house the day after everything went down and stuff like that. Like that's sad, you know, like again, like just because you don't like a guy like that, you never like do something, you know, involves legal issue like that. You know, the guy, obviously, OU fans hate him for it. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of him either at all.
Yeah.
You know, but you gotta still respect the dude's life. You know, I think
for sure
it definitely shows that. And again, I don't know if he's playing it off or what he's doing. But you just gotta have respect. You know, like okay, you chose to leave. You know, we may not like it, but you can't do that to somebody, especially his family. But again, you know, against Lincoln Riley's quotes that he made, I don't think the way he went about it. Even this last week when he got interviewed about that situation, I don't think he handled it the right way. You know, unlike other things, he didn't handle it the right way. I think he handled it very poorly, and I think he shouldn't have even been in that situation. He should have never accepted that interview offer, and he should never have even said anything about it because now you're bringing things back up again that have already been buried and put 6 feet under the ground. So there's no reason that's going to benefit either side of that, him nor OU in general. That's going to come good out of that. So I want to hear what you got to think about that.
Man, my thing about that, and specifically Lincoln Riley, I think he's always trying to play the victim.
Agreed.
Yeah, and like everybody's not on his side. They're out to get him.
Agreed.
I mean, like that happened. I know it happened. That's bad. That's terrible. But it happened a year ago. Like, come on, move on.
Agreed.
You have a whole new life, a whole new squad. But it's terrible. I'm not condoning anything that happened because breaking into someone's house, and I read a report. He said he had 2 daughters, and they were trying to just finish out the semester, and they couldn't, so they left and moved. But I think you just got to stop playing the victim. Start a new path. You have a new life.
Right.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that interview and just move on with life and football.
Move on. Yeah, it's not worth it, man. So, I think you know, looking a little more deeper into that too, I think it all goes back to, I think he ultimately, and again, I say it's just my opinion, you know, but I don't know what you think about it. But ultimately, I think it all goes back to the deeper side of this, you know, conversation. I think Lincoln Riley ultimately knows he was in the wrong of what he did. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's trying, again, like you just said, he's playing the victim again. You know, so I think he's making himself look like he's the one being targeted and attacked. So I think when anybody does that, obviously people are going to take their side, and
Yeah.
especially when you're a big name like Lincoln Riley, all of social media, all of the West Coast, all those guys are going to take his side on everything, and so like you just said, it's not worth bringing back up, man. It's not at all. Leave it buried. It's done. Both programs, both universities are well set. You've got your team you're coaching, and you've got your guys that you bring in recruiting wise. We got a great coach. We're bringing guys in. We're both excelling, but I don't like the taste about it. So
I know, man. I saw something where it said the report or the interview didn't happen. It happened in June, but it just aired last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So they had some time to like think about this if they wanted to air it or not. Like, come on, if you don't want to stir the pot, don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just gonna make OU, Norman, everybody just hate you even more.
And it makes us look bad too as like students, like, because again, like, students obviously had a very emotional opinion about everything, but we weren't here. It was our senior year of high school. But again, I think it all goes back to now it gives the university in general and the students and even the players and the coaching staff here a bad look. So,
and even more of a reason to like dislike him.
Right. Because it makes us look bad.
Yeah.
And so that's a very, very poor thing that I think happens. So, but so do you want to go and move on to the next topic?
Oh, yeah,
have anything else to hit on that?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Lincoln.
I don't either, man. Let's move on.
Let's move on. All right. The best Damian Lillard destination. We know Damian Lillard has been in trade talks for the last 5-6 months.
Dude. Yeah.
So everybody in the reports are saying he wants to go to Miami, and he's made that clear in his tweets that he wants to. I want to know your thoughts on where Dame should go.
Okay. Well, we got to start way back, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
At first everybody was saying the Heat. Again, me personally, I don't think that's a good destination. I think the Heat, and again, I know Heat fan. If you're a Heat fan, I'm sorry, but you might be mad at not you, but just our viewers in general. If you're Heat fans, they'll be mad at me. But I think the Heat have peaked. I don't think that they're going to get any better than they are right now, even with Jimmy Butler. And I think if you add Dame, obviously they're going to get better. But you give away your future. When you give away your future, it's just like what Phoenix has done. Phoenix literally has 2 years right now because KD's going to retire in the next 3 years. He's 38 or 37. And then you got a guy like D-Book who, if D-Book doesn't win a title in the next 2 years, he's going to want to move on from the Suns too. Bradley Beal's in his early 30s as well. So, he's kind of at that age where it's like he's going to start dwindling. That's a good word. He's not, like digressing, but he's going to start dwindling in his, play time and his efficiency. And so just like, and I know
DeAndre Ayton isn't even happy there. So
right, yeah, I forgot about Ayton. I barely even hear about him anymore.
Yeah,
but and I don't want to sit here and compare the Suns to the Heat, but if the Heat make the same mistake that the Suns do, they'll find themselves in the very same situation as the Suns. And I think the Heat have a lot of options to go. So again, going back to the Dame trades, I know I kind of got sidetracked there, but going back to the Dame trades, I don't think the Heat are the destination for him. And I think everybody's on social media, he needs to go to Miami, Butler and Adebayo. No, that's not what you need to do. What he needs to do is he needs to go to a team where, because Dame, I don't know if you know this, Dame last season, the 2022-2023 season, averaged 32 points a game while pulling out 5 boards and 7 assists. That is MVP numbers for Dame. So people thinking that Dame is, getting washed and, like he's kind of moving, like degressing, that's not the case at all. Dame is not at all at that point. And, again, I don't think he needs to stay in Portland because being behind guys or being in front of guys like Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons, you're holding those guys back from developing, and that's what Portland doesn't want to do. And so you're either left with 2 options. One, you keep Dame, and you have to either have Simons or and Sharpe on the bench, come off the bench, or you move on from Dame and let those guys have that starting role. In my opinion, he doesn't stay in Portland either. He's got to go somewhere that they can contend for a championship, obviously, because he hadn't won one. Obviously he wants to win one. I think that's a no-brainer. But where's that destination at? And me personally, I couldn't tell you 100% where I think it needs to be. But if you look at a good example, obviously this is a long shot, but I think a team like the Lakers right now have a really, really good bunch of guys who are kind of in their mid tiers, younger guys, and guys like AD and LeBron who are still wanting to win one more title together. And again, I go back to the Lakers and say they have a good young core. They can move guys like Reeves and D'Lo and I'm trying to think who else they had. They signed Cam Reddish, people like that, Rui Hachimura, and I'm pretty sure they have a good amount of draft capital too. You make a move like that, and then you're okay because Lakers have a lot of young talent right now on their team. And so if they move, like a D'Lo, a few future picks and stuff, and then throw in a few other fillers, you can make that happen. Because I think the reason why Portland is wanting to move on from him, and I don't really know if Portland's wanting to move on from him heavy, but I think the reason that should be wanting to is because first off, his contract's huge. He's on a massive contract right now.
Yeah.
And again, you got to let those guys behind him develop. You cannot keep those guys or stunt their growth. So again, that's my opinion. I don't think the Heat are the best destination for him. I think he needs to move on from the Trailblazers. So where's that going to be?
Yeah, I just want to give the viewers a little backstory on Dame. Drafted in 2012, great player at Weber State, coming out one Rookie of the Year. Great playoff performer, as we all know. The shot against OKC, the shot against the Houston Rockets in 2014. I mean, he's been playing with incompetent play for his whole Trailblazers career. Early years, he had LaMarcus Aldridge, and then he had CJ McCollum. But other than that, he hasn't really been playing with the greatest talent in the world. So,
he hasn't had much.
Yeah, man. I think and the Portland Trailblazers have done him a disservice, in my opinion.
Of course, they haven't recruited anybody to come play with him.
Yeah, man. And mind you, Portland's a small market, and it's in Oregon.
Yeah.
But it's hard to recruit. But at the same time, you can trade for a guy or an all-star or two to help Dame grow and help the team grow, and they just haven't done that. They traded for Jeremy Grant last summer. That wasn't the best trade. I mean, Yusuf Nurkic, he's good, but he's not what you need to contend for a championship. You know what I mean?
Right. Agreed.
I just think, in my opinion, I think Dame, it's a hot take and it's a long shot. I think Dame needs to go to a team, not like the Lakers, but a young up-and-coming team that hasn't been very good, but is looking to take that next step. And I think that team is the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
It's a hot take, but they have some players. They have Devin Vassell, they have Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Victor, the previous number 1 pick, Victor Wembanyama. I think if you add Dame in that mix, add some shooters, add some defense around him, without giving up too much in return, I think that team could possibly be in play for a good seed in the playoffs. What do you think?
No, I don't think you're far off at all, but then it comes down to who is San Antonio going to give up?
Yeah,
they're not going to give up Victor, obviously. Yeah. They're not giving up Jeremy. They're not going to give up Vassell either.
Or Keldon Johnson. It has to be picks.
Like Trey Jones. You guys come off the bench. That just, again, I get what you're saying, and I 100% agree with you. But who are they going to get in return? And that's what I think Portland's main problem is right now. They cannot find a package that matches what they're giving away.
That's the whole thing. The Miami Heat, even though it might not be the best fit for the Heat, the return value is the best in the league right now. Because I saw a package with Kyle Lowry, Tyler Herro, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, and I think 2 or 3 first-round picks and a swap. I don't think it's going to get much better than that. So,
for sure, man. Sorry if you can hear my roommates. My bad.
All good.
But no, I mean, again, I think Dame will find his way out. I would not be surprised, seriously, if Dame does play another season in Portland. I think it will really hurt his career if he does, because then again, he goes another season without a championship. And again, like I said, Dame's nowhere, I don't think, anywhere close to regressing. Again, he averaged 32 points a game last year, but that also, he's getting older. He will get older. And is it going to be now before he gets on a new team? Is it going to be next year, 2 years, or whenever? So,
and like you said, like you attested to, he is getting up in age, and he's been clear he wants to win now. Right. So I don't know what that team is. We're going to see in the near future, but I wish all the best of luck in the future to Dame, because he deserves it. He he's been a trooper for Portland for about 13 years. So
Mm-hmm.
he's been doing his thing. So
For sure. All right, man. What's the next topic?
let's go to the game we just watched. Eagles Vikings.
Eagles Vikings. All right.
Man, what's your initial thoughts on that game?
Initial thoughts, honestly, coming in, I thought Vikings were going to win a bounce back game. I thought they were going to roll the Eagles tonight. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm an Eagles fan. Okay, I really was expecting the Eagles to lose tonight. What?
I didn't know you were an Eagles fan. I thought we were Cowboys fans around here.
You thought I'm a Cowboys?
Oh yeah, I thought you were a Cowboys fan.
No.
Oh
No.
So you like my mentor, Tyler DeLuca. He's a big Philly Eagles fan.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the Eagles are better than the Cowboys, though. I mean, so that's already been established. So.
5 is greater than 3, right? Yeah, right. Okay.
We're talking about current or previous?
All time. 5.
Okay, all
Super
time
Bowls
the Cowboys,
than,
all time the Cowboys, but right now the Eagles would whoop the Cowboys.
I don't know about that. Hey, that's a topic for a later date. That's a topic.
All right. I'll shut my mouth on that then. I'll shut my mouth. But no, yeah. Well, let's hit on the Eagles Vikes. You know, Hurts had a bad week 1, or I shouldn't say bad. I should say he had a rough week 1. Turned the ball over. I saw a stat today. He's turned the ball over twice in the first 5 quarters of this season, and he turned the ball over twice in his first 6 games last year. So, is that going to get better? Is it going to get worse? I don't know. And I think it all comes back to team chemistry. Team chemistry is huge right now. They're still a young team. They got Devontae Smith as their number 2. AJ Brown is 1. They got DeAndre Swift now in the backfield. Jalen Hurts is only his 4th season. I'm pretty. Is it 4th season?
20. He was drafted 2020. So
this is his 4th season.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you know, the guy is still young. He's like 4 years fresh in the league. You got to give him time to grow too. Jalen Hurts is still growing as a player. You know, I watched a little bit of the game and I saw a situation on the sideline where AJ Brown was going after Hurts about something. I think it was about the turnover or like on a misread or whatever. But I mean, AJ Brown just chewed him out on the sideline, and they got into a little bit of an argument or scuffle on the sideline. I didn't really see much past that, but that's the kind of stuff right now as the Eagles. You're 2-0. You know, you don't need that right now this early season. Now, if it's a game like you're playing, I'm trying to think of a really poor team right now.
Like,
we can't really tell if it's on week 2. Yeah, Colts. Okay, so like the Colts or like like the Giants, or someone like that. Who's just or the Cardinals, or like a really poor team. That situation, if you're losing in that game, then you can get in your quarterback's head and say, hey, I need you to lock in like now. Like I need you to really lock in because we got to win this football game. We can't blow this one. But you're playing at home against the Vikings, and they didn't play well week 1. 0-1. They came into your house. You got to just work back into it. And so for I credit. I didn't really watch Jalen Hurts' reaction to it much about what AJ Brown after he said that to him, but I don't. Again, I think you can't have those problems right now this early in the season. That's never good on a team, no matter the team. You cannot have bickering or arguments or scuffles like that in week 2. That's a horrible sign. And it may just been a complete frustration on AJ Brown. I'm curious to see if he says anything about it, later tonight or tomorrow on social media. But we'll see, man. But overall, besides that, I thought they looked pretty good. So.
Yeah, they did. Jalen Hurts, he's not going to be the type of guy to like go at you or have a rebuttal on the sidelines. He's the guy, the even kill dude that's going to let his play show on the field. So I didn't see that particular incident happen, but AJ Brown, he does not need to be doing that. Now, midway through the 4th quarter, he did have 2 receptions for 13 yards. So that could be a little.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but I don't think you do that when the cameras are watching and when the whole world can see. You do that in the locker room after the game. Say, hey, what is it we can do better to get me the ball? And not just me the ball, us to be more efficient so we can blow this team out. You know what I mean? So
for sure. No. And again, it all goes back to, and I won't hit on this much longer, but again, it kind of just goes back to Jalen Hurts is not the guy to go picking a fight like that, about something like as small like that. But, how he reacts to it also shows a little bit of his own leadership. And it's a big thing, so I'm curious to see how they bounce back from that next week, if he lets that get to him, if he lets that bother him. But we'll see. So I'm looking right here at the upcoming college football games that we can hit on
Okay.
if you want to move on to that.
Let's
But if
do
you
it.
want to,
Let's do it.
anything else, cool. All right.
Let's do it.
So I'll kind of read some notable ones off, and then I'll kind of see what your takes are on them. So let's start with. There's not very, and I hate saying this, but there's not a whole lot of good games this weekend, like at all. But we'll start with South Carolina, Georgia.
Ooh. It's not really a hot take. I think Georgia wins.
Mhm.
They cover. I think they win by at least 25. They've looked good the first 2 weeks. So I think Georgia's going to handle South Carolina fairly easily. Georgia, they have talent coming in and year out. They look good. Kirby Smart has them playing amazing right now. And I don't think it stops with South Carolina. I got Georgia. Let me see. I'm going to go 49-21. I'm going to go 49-21 Georgia.
So here's my next question for you then. What does Spencer Rattler have to do to give South Carolina a chance to win that football game next week?
He has to make some miraculous plays. He has to
do
things.
What's your required stat line?
He's gonna have to throw the ball a lot. He can't play.
Obviously.
He's gonna have to go 38 for 45, make at least 400 and maybe 4 or 5 touchdowns. Man, it's gonna take a Herculean effort for South Carolina to at least stay in the game with Georgia. You know what I mean?
Agreed. No,
the talent discrepancy is
it's in Athens too,
off the charts, man. So.
But okay, so that's a good take, man. I like that. Like
for sure.
I agree with what you say. I think Spencer's gonna have to come in and absolutely just play, flawless. I mean, like 40 completions, 400 plus yards, 5 tutties.
Yeah.
So okay, so next big notable game, Tennessee, Florida. So Tennessee came off good week 2-0. This will be, I guess, their first true test, I guess, of the year. But yeah, so Florida's looked okay. They're 1-1. They got beat by Utah, obviously. But what's your thoughts on that game?
I think Tennessee handles Florida fairly easily.
Okay,
it might be a hot take, but when I watched Florida versus Utah, Florida looked inept in every facet of the game. I don't think Florida's really that good of a team, and I think Tennessee is going to explode. Now, Tennessee's not the greatest either, but I think they're way better than Florida. And they're going to show that on Saturday. It's not going to be close. That's my take. I want to hear yours.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
What's your score prediction for that game?
Score prediction?
Mm-hmm.
I got Tennessee 41-27.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to go Tennessee 45, Florida 28. So
okay, yeah.
So pretty close. So
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, honestly, again, Tennessee, Joe Milton, has got a cannon of an arm. I think it all just depends on how their wide receiver core plays. Obviously, a meme has been going around the last few weeks. I think it's last week for sure. Of the wide receiver, just an absolute dime piece thrown by Milton.
Yeah.
Just butterfingers out of his hand. I mean, just a bomb. So obviously it's one play. You can't let one play define a game like that, or you in general. But receivers got to make plays for him.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's the key to the game. Can your receivers help out Joe Milton? And can they do it throughout the season? So he can't do it by himself. So he lost a guy like Jalen Hyatt last season. Obviously, you're starting quarterback Hendon Hooker. So you got to have guys step up, make big plays. But that's kind of my take on it.
Oh, yeah. So, again, I think Joe Milton Jr. is at least a top 10 QB in the nation. So
you think?
Oh, I know. Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just had never really given.
He does not have, like you said, he does not have the talent or the receiving core around him to make him look.
That's a fair statement.
Amazing. Put him on. Georgia. Put him on a really good SEC team. Mm-hmm. He'll put up great stats. So. Yeah,
I agree, dude. I don't disagree with you. But okay, so one game more we're gonna hit before we move on to the next segment. Colorado State. I know you want to talk about that.
I was waiting on it, man.
Colorado State. So let me get your take and your score prediction.
Hold on. I want to give backstory, though.
Okay.
Did you hear the comments that the
Colorado State coach? Why? I don't understand why you piss off Deion Sanders. I don't get it. I really don't understand. Why do you do that, though? Why do you go and say some stupid stuff? He
said, I go into every press conference with my shades off and my hat off. That's Deion's swag. That's who he is. That's what makes him Deion. To go after him One, and to go after his mother too is crazy. Right before a game week, you're giving ammunition to Colorado when they didn't need it. You were gonna get beat anyway, but
Now they're going
now
to beat the hell out of you.
the spread was 23.5. I got them winning at least by 40. I got Colorado. I got Colorado 59 to Colorado State. I'll give them 13.
Okay.
I'll give them 13.
I don't think they score 13. I think it's a 49-6 ball game. But
Jay Norvell needs a reality check because that was idiotic on his part. You don't say that. You don't say that
for sure.
So
okay. So one game I wanted to again, this is kind of like just a last second thing. One thing I heard from a few guys that watched the podcast, the first one, they were texting me like, "Hey, we'd like to hear a little more on the Texas Bama game." So I want to see us kind of talk about that game, give or take 2 or 3 minutes. So. I want to hear your initial thoughts going into the game, and then I'll tell you mine because you already know I called you and told you I put money on Texas to win that game. My brother, man, we laid down 20 each. He's been riding it for the last month. He's like, Texas is not going into Tuscaloosa to win that game. I said, watch. Literally a month ago, I said, mark my words, Texas is going into Tuscaloosa and beating them that game. I promise you.
My takes. We have a lot of OU listeners.
Uh-huh.
We love OU. We love Norman, Oklahoma, but Texas is legit. I'm not gonna lie. They are legit. They're no joke.
This Texas team is. I'm not gonna say Texas is back, but this Texas team this year is the best Texas team we've seen in the last decade.
Oh, for decade plus. I'll say.
Oh yeah, since Vince Young.
07. Yeah, Vince Young.
Or not. Since
Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
08 or 07, 08. Yeah.
So. Yeah, man. So I must say. Quinn Ewers, he played really good in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
do you think that was just a one-time deal or a fluke?
No, he had his mindset. I'm going in to beat Alabama, and I'm going to prove all these doubters wrong this year.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pedestrian, okay year. Wasn't amazing, but like it's pretty good last year. But this year, he's going crazy. He had 349 yards and I think 3 touchdowns. And you have receivers like A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, and you have J.T. Sanders at the tight end spot. Man, you are going to look great when you have them around you. And plus his talent, it's through the roof for Texas, man. And their defense is playing amazing.
Absolutely.
Like, they're playing amazing. On Alabama's side, though, it's probably the worst quarterback Alabama's had in about 10-plus years. Milroe is not that guy.
Take it easy on my boy Milroe, man.
He's not that guy. His deep ball, I will say, is really, really good.
Dude's got freak power.
But his reads, the way he can read or not read a defense, that needs a lot of work. And he can rush the ball very well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure. I'm sure some pressure was on Nick Saban. Obviously, it was going around. Everybody knew it. Got the Tyler Buckner kid, that transferred in. And then I think there's one more guy. I feel stupid for not remembering his name. But anyways, there were 3 guys that were going at that quarterback battle that starting at the beginning of the year. Obviously, Saban named Milroe the starter. Do you see that changing going into next week?
I don't. I think he still sticks with him because, he showed in preseason that he was the guy. So I think he's going to give him at least 1 or 2 more weeks. After that, if he doesn't perform, Tuscaloosa's going to have an outrage. And I think the fans are going to have something to say about that, and Saban's going to hear it. So
I know some Bama fans, and they were not happy even after last week's.
I know.
Because to them, that's an embarrassment. You don't let anybody walk into our stadium and beat us.
Yeah, man.
But
Texas is coming.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. When we go down there for Dallas for OU Texas, if OU does not play at this level and Texas is playing down here, I think it's still going to be a good game. I think Texas could have a bad game and we can have a really good game. I think it'll still be close. Again, I'm not a Texas fan at all. Trust me. I have nothing good that I like about them, okay? I think they're a good football team. That's all I'm saying. And I think this year is the most well-rounded, connected that team has been since 07. Hands down. So 16 years ago.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with you, bro. So Texas,
Sarkisian's done his recruiting. He's got guys to come in. And I love the energy from the Texas running back that was at Bama. Whenever the student section was telling them, y'all come to Texas, man. Y'all come to Texas. I thought that was pretty cool, man. Hey, you gotta talk your stuff, man. You just beat Bama at home. Let them know.
That first week in October is going to be crazy. OU is going to have to play like it's a college football playoff game.
Yeah. So look, that first weekend in October, you got obviously OU Texas. You've got let's see here. What are the games? UCLA, Washington State. That'll be a solid one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got K State, OSU.
Mm-hmm.
Decent one.
Yeah, that's decent.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount of games there. But yeah, man, I'm more looking forward to this weekend. Obviously, take it 1 week at a time. I guess we can finish. We'll finish with the OU game, the weekend at Tulsa. So yeah, you want me to hit on that, or do you want to go hit it first?
Hey, you can handle it, bro. You got it.
All right. Let's see where to start. Let's start. Let's start with our improvements, okay? Because, or actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Let's start with what we did good, okay? I hear too many people. Everybody talks about each team's negativities or the bad things they do. Let's talk about OU's good things they do, because I'm so tired of hearing the bad things that OU does all the time, because it's very, very disheartening to listen to all that crap all the time. So, talking about the good things, OU looks so much more composed and poised this year. I mean, they look more well-rounded. Venables got some of his guys in. He's got the good coaches that where they wanted to be at. He's got his situation under control now. Obviously, people were freaking out last week against SMU. Even we talked about it a little bit. I thought we were going to lose that football game at the one point. Because I didn't know what kind of team that was. But when I saw us come back from that game, or not really come back, but finish the game off in a good way, the right manner, I was very comforted in the fact that, okay, this is not the same OU team as last year. They've grown, they've matured, they've developed, and they've worked really hard this last offseason, and they've really, really excelled. So going into the weekend, again, you have another opponent in Tulsa, before you start Big 12 play against Cincinnati next week. But I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk. I'm not saying that it's going to be a good, tight, close game. But again, Tulsa is another one of those teams. Like I said about SMU, and I don't think SMU and Tulsa are on the same level. I would put Tulsa between kind of like how SMU and Arkansas State is. I don't think they're as bad as Arkansas State, but I don't think they're as good as SMU. Mm-hmm. But you can't, again, it goes what I was going to say. You cannot let a team like Tulsa hang around, because if you get to the third quarter, midway through the third, or even in the third to start the fourth, and you're only up by a touchdown or 2 scores, those teams like that literally kill themselves to get back in those games. And I mean, you saw it against SMU last week. We, let them hang around. Third quarter came along. They scored because we couldn't get in the end zone. And they literally walked down the field and got in the end zone and made it 14-11. So going into this week, I think we just have to have the mindset of we need to finish these guys, put our foot on their throat early, and get it over with. Leave your foot on the gas all game. Do not take it off. We need to be up, I would arguably say by 4 touchdowns at half. If we're not up by 4 touchdowns at half, I think
we're doing something wrong.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Because I don't want to say we would lose the game. Obviously, that's stupid take. Yeah. But I think you've got the wrong mindset if you're not. I think you have to come into that game like, okay, we kind of put some worry in the fan base last week. We need to come out and reassure them nothing's wrong. We are under control. We're going to Big 12 play completely composed. So I think going into this game, offensively and defensively, I think this is my prediction for the offensive side player of the game. Again, this is just me. I think this week is going to be Javonte Barnes. And I say that because hopefully, and I've heard this, just a few rumors just floating around through campus and stuff, that Barnes is hopefully going to get some more reps on the offensive side of the ball this week, to kind of see, where that is between him and Salchuk. Again, nothing to Dewey Walker or Marcus Major. They're both good athletes. But they've had their time to shine. You gotta let Barnes and Salchuk get their game reps. You gotta let them get in the game. You gotta let them show what they can do. So Barnes is my offensive guy. I think he has a good game. I think he has a touchdown. I think he rushes for. I think you give him 80, 85 or 90 yards. But so defensive side of the ball. I'll move real quick and we'll move to you. Okay. Defensive side of the ball, my big player this week, Ethan Downs. And I say Ethan Downs because he hasn't really made a huge impact this season. Obviously, it's hard. As a defensive end, you have clicky games. There's some lines that just control you pretty well, keep you contained. You can't help that. Obviously, he can improve, but obviously, that's not always going to happen. So I think Ethan Downs really makes a statement this weekend. I think he has a few sacks. I think he makes a few big plays on close third downs and even fourth downs. But yeah, so those are my two players. Again, I want to hear what yours are, but that's kind of my take on it. I would like to see, so my final score prediction for this weekend, I think OU wins 48-20. Alrighty, guys. I don't know. I think you can. Yeah, Cam's having some technical difficulties. Yeah, he pulled his screen off. But I mean, I think he was going to kind of hit on the same things I was. Not too much more in depth, but he kind of just talking about the upcoming game this weekend against Tulsa. But again, we're super excited for it. Sorry, it kind of had to end this way. He was having really bad technical difficulties. His computer died right when he was kind of getting into it. You'll see it in the video. He'll edit it and stuff, but you'll see like when his computer died. And earlier in the video as well, earlier in the podcast as well, like my thing lagged out, so it kind of cut me out for a few seconds. So I had to log back in real quick. So if you see a cut in the video, that's why. But yeah, we're gonna probably just end it here for tonight. Again, I appreciate y'all. We hopefully hit a lot of things that you guys were interested about. We're trying to do that each week. And so for sure, like when we post it on YouTube, hopefully we're going to move into Spotify soon. Just leave it down, like especially on YouTube, leave in the comment section and leave like you guys' thoughts. Like, what do you want us to talk about? Give us ideas. And we'll kind of hit on some key points of what you guys want to hear. But yeah, for sure, man. We again appreciate you listening if you do make through the whole video. But yeah, again, Cam, sorry, he apologizes that his computer's giving him crap right now. But we'll be back with you guys next week. So peace.